Good afternoon, everybody. My name is David Weisberg. I am the CEO of the Federation for Jewish Philanthropy of Upper Fairfield County, and welcome this afternoon to my favorite program of the year, our fifth annual Community Mitzvah Heroes Awards ceremony. When people think about the Jewish Federation, one thing people think about is, well, the Federation raises money and they allocate money to help people. And absolutely, that is one exceedingly important way that we make impact. And in the past 22 months, the community has stepped forward in such amazing and powerful ways. But that's not the only way that our community has stepped forward and that community members step forward. And today we celebrate those in our community who give in different ways. People who give because they have time to share. People who give because they have warmth to share. People who give because they have kindness to share. And after 5 years of being in this amazing Upper Fairfield Jewish community, when people ask me, and they've asked me recently, David, what can you tell me about this Jewish community? I will tell you that this is a Jewish community where people show up for one another. This is a community where for a 5th consecutive year, we can easily find another cadre of 14 new Mitzvah heroes to join what is now a growing legion of 70 Mitzvah heroes. So I want to thank those of you not only in our community, but those of you from around the country who have joined with us today to celebrate the community Mitzvah heroes of Upper Fairfield County. Before we start the program, I want to let you know, while this is a virtual program, we still do have a program book to honor our Mitzvah heroes. And if you look in the chat, you'll see the link to download that program that has just been shared. But we've got a lot of heroes today to honor today, and I don't want to stand in the way of doing that. And so I'm excited to welcome, to induct our first Mitzvah heroes for this year, my colleague, Rabbi Evan Schultz of Congregation B'nai Israel.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Congregation B'nai Israel, I am so pleased to honor Nina Silberman and Mitch Weinstein as our Mitzvah heroes this year. As co-leaders of our monthly Mitzvah mornings at B'nai Israel, Nina and Mitch have done an extraordinary job keeping our community connected while together supporting wonderful local nonprofits and charity organizations. We cannot think of two people more deserving of this community honor. Several years ago, we decided to shift from a once-a-year mitzvah day to monthly mitzvah mornings, giving our community a chance to regularly engage in acts of tikkun olam, repairing the world. Mitzvah mornings became a real success both within our synagogue community and in the broader Greater Bridgeport community. Nina assumed leadership of our mitzvah mornings in 2018, and Mitch partnered with her in early 2020. Together, they have ensured that our community meets once a month to continue this very valuable work, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. Their projects have run the gamut from packing backpacks for the Connecticut Institute for Refugees and Immigrants, or CIRI, wrapping holiday gifts for Al's Angels, as we did this morning in the parking lot, and packing trunks in June for kids attempting Camp Hope, a summer camp for children who are victims of domestic abuse. Nina and Mitch have built so many strong relationships with area organizations, have made an impact on so many lives in our community. We are so thrilled to honor Nina and Mitch for this prestigious community award. Together, they are helping to ensure that we do our part to strengthen and partner with organizations and nonprofits doing important work in Greater Bridgeport. Nina and Mitch are true gems of our community. Mazel tov to you both.
Thank you, Rabbi Schultz. I really appreciate this honor.
Thank you, Rabbi, and thank you, Congregation B'nai Israel.
Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Mitch. And I'm now pleased to welcome my colleague from Temple Shalom, Rabbi Cantor Shira Sklar.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am so happy to be here today to represent Temple Shalom as we honor Cecilia Mesh as our mitzvah hero. When Cecilia's family first joined our congregation, it was clear to everyone that Cecilia was a helper, a doer, someone who jumps right in to volunteer whenever or wherever assistance may be needed. In under 10 years in our congregation, Cecilia has served on countless committees and the board of trustees. She's volunteered for social action and congregational programs. Cecilia epitomizes the Jewish value of tzedakah in so many ways by her generosity of spirit, resources, time, and effort, and all of the gifts of her heart and mind. Cecilia has utilized her professional talents in finance administration to make invaluable contributions to our community. As a member of the Finance Committee and as Temple Treasurer for numerous terms, Cecilia's efforts continue to safeguard our synagogue's financial stability and growth. Most notably, Cecilia's recent term as president of Temple Shalom's Board of Trustees overlapped with the unprecedented circumstances of COVID-19. Her care and concern, expertise, diligence, and unwavering commitment to our success in every area of Temple Shalom's reach has helped us to serve our community in countless ways and to overcome many new challenges. Cecilia's leadership under these trying times has been truly inspirational, and the Temple Shalom community is thrilled to honor her as our true mitzvah hero. Mazel tov, Cecilia. And thank you for your commitment to Temple Shalom.
Thank you, Rabbi Cantor Shira Sklar. I am honored to be a member of our amazing Temple Shalom. I'm honored. Thank you.
And now it is my pleasure to welcome Steve Getz, the president of the Congregation for Humanistic Judaism, to present the next mitzvah hero.
CHJ is proud to recognize longtime member Rochelle Green as our mitzvah hero for her role in helping people find meaning through their connection with Jewish values, traditions, and heritage within the context of humanistic Judaism. This lofty achievement is manifested each year with CHJ's High Holiday Services. As chair of the Ritual Committee, Rochelle oversees the content and even co-leads the High Holiday Services that resonate so much with members and guests alike. In response to the pandemic, Rochelle successfully adapted our High Holiday Services to an online platform while maintaining its high quality characteristics. As a result, we were able to continue to offer a humanistic Jewish high holiday experience, and this time included people from across the country who chose to connect and observe the holidays with us. Rochelle has also successfully provided meaning relating to our Jewish values, traditions, and heritage to our younger members in her long-term capacity as mitzvah coordinator in helping young men and women successfully prepare to become a bar or bat mitzvah. She reached an even younger audience when serving in the capacity of co-coordinator of CHJ Sunday School. In both cases, the value of Tikkun Olam was emphasized. As a highly respected board member, Rochelle has provided many years of steady, thoughtful leadership and wise counsel, and continues to do so. She is an exemplary member, volunteering to provide support wherever needed, and is often among the first to step up to assist with new initiatives. She is eminently worthy of being recognized as a mitzvah hero, And our CHJ community proudly applauds Rochelle for this well-deserved honor.
Thank you, Steve. I feel very honored by this meaningful award. Thank you.
Mazel tov, Rochelle. And now I am pleased to hand the mic to Rabbi Jeremy Wiederhorn from TCS.
When we think of a mitzvah hero, we envision someone who inspires us through her actions. We think of someone who is selfless, putting the needs of others above her own. We think of someone who we can count on. No matter the circumstances, we know that she will be there. TCS is proud to celebrate Nancy Cohen as our mitzvah hero because she embodied all of these qualities and more. Our tradition teaches us that there are 613 mitzvot in the Torah. While it is impossible for any one individual to fulfill all 613, Nancy came as close as one possibly could. When we cooked mitzvah meals for those who needed an extra lift, Nancy was there. If we needed someone to set up the tables for Shabbat dinner or break fast on Yom Kippur, Nancy was there. If a new family walked into the synagogue, Nancy was the first to welcome them. If a member of the congregational family was sitting Shiva, Nancy made sure they had everything they needed and, of course, helped make the minyan. When it came time for collecting tzedakah or raising money to support the synagogue, Nancy helped strategize and was then the first person to make a personal, meaningful contribution, while then making calls to ask others to join her. Her mitzvot always extended well beyond TCS, including in recent years advocating for lung cancer research and raising money to support that personal and sacred cause. Nancy did not perform these mitzvot for the optics of just looking good or patting herself in the back. She did what she did because it is the way that she was taught. She believed it's what everyone should be doing, and she hoped that her actions would somehow inspire others to do the same. Nancy was never afraid to offer an alternative view and had always been a champion of the underdog. The ultimate underdog in our Jewish tradition is Shammai, whose opinion countered the more often popular opinion of Hillel. And Shammai taught, say little, do much, and greet every person with a cheerful face. When it came to mitzvot, Nancy did not waste time talking about what she was going to do. She just did it. And no matter what was happening in her personal life, she always did it with a cheerful face. And this is what ultimately makes her our Shammai and our mitzvah hero. Sadly, we lost Nancy to lung cancer this past August. And with bittersweet pride, I'm honored to present this award to her husband, Josh, in her memory. We miss Nancy very much, but as our mitzvah hero, she continues to be a blessing every day and inspires all of us to live a life of mitzvot.
Thank you, Rabbi, and thank you to the TCS community for continuing to recognize Nancy for all of her contributions. I think we all have learned much from her, and will continue to hopefully honor her commitment by our own.
Thank you, Josh. At this time, I welcome my friend, colleague, and teacher, Rabbi Colin Brody from B'nai Torah, to begin the next presentation.
Every synagogue, every rabbi needs a person they can rely on and go to for help. Amanda Wendt is that person for Congregation B'nai Torah. We truly couldn't function without her. Amanda indeed embodies what this award is all about by exemplifying the values of Tikkun Olam. Amanda is an important, well-respected, and beloved figure within our B'nai Torah community. She's held many, many, many volunteer and board level roles within B'nai Torah. Her skills, her passion, her enthusiasm for all things BT are always front and center. right along with her very warm smile. Amanda's been a B'nai Torah member since 2012 and has held many board positions. She is absolutely everywhere, often unseen behind the scenes, whether for our live stream of our services and events, social media, email communications, or the inner workings of Shul Cloud. Amanda can usually be found in a small room in front of many computer screens, making things happen. In the current VP of Communications role, we hear from Amanda in all of our communications. Through her technical, marketing, event planning, and communications work, Amanda has been, continues to be, a leading figure, powering how B'nai Torah remains informed and connected to one another. This was particularly true as we all dealt with the closure of our sacred spaces during the COVID-19 pandemic and resulting lockdowns. Amanda is quick to credit her mum and her dad, Ed and Susan Dewsbury, for teaching her the value of being involved in the Jewish community. Amanda notes, "I do what I have been taught." Amanda's passion and giving nature extends well beyond B'nai Torah, with her involvement and fundraising efforts into causes and organizations, including NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and our friend Abby. B'nai Torah is so proud of and grateful to Amanda Wendt and her entire family for their time, their effort, their energy, their passion for all things BT. It's my pleasure to wish Amanda Mazal Tov and Kol HaKavod on winning this award this year.
Thank you, Rabbi Colin, and to B'nai Torah for this incredible honor. It is amazing to be a part of a class of mitzvah heroes who embody Tikkun Olam. I'm truly humbled. Thank you.
It's my pleasure now to introduce my colleague, Rabbi Ita Paskine from Congregation Bethel in Norwalk.
Thank you, Rabbi Brody. Good afternoon, everyone. Please join me in celebrating Congregation Bethel of Norwalk's 2021 Mitzvah hero, Stephanie Gordon. Stephanie has been involved in our shul leadership since joining the community in 2007. A lawyer by profession, Stephanie has focused her Bethel volunteerism in two main areas: working toward Tikkun Olam, repairing the world, and endeavoring to make the synagogue a well-run, responsible, and successful organization. Serving in shul leadership became part of Stephanie's life during the years prior to joining Bethel, when her family were members of Adat Torah in Wilton. Everyone took part in that community, and Stephanie discovered that she enjoyed being part of the leadership team. When the Gordons came to Bethel, Stephanie got involved in the membership committee right away. Over the years, Stephanie has served on many different committees, as well as on the synagogue's board of trustees and its executive committee. She's there for evening committee and board meetings, daytime meetings with our school directors, and hours and hours and hours of planning for our annual gala. And when anyone else asks for a volunteer, be it decorating the sukkah or greeting congregants on a Shabbat morning, Stephanie heeds that call. In addition to these leadership roles, Stephanie has also developed her passion for Tikkun Olam through preparing and serving lunch at the Norwalk Open Doors Shelter and Kitchen. For years, she was part of the crew, but stepped up to lead this program when the former leader retired. Pandemic notwithstanding, Stephanie continues to plan healthy and exciting menus, to do the shopping and to recruit the volunteers, and then to lead the group through meal prep and service. We all look forward to the resumption of this important program post-pandemic. Our entire Beth El community is kvelling along with you, Stephanie, and your whole family. We are thrilled for this opportunity to thank you for your many contributions. Mazal tov on this well-deserved honor.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Paskind. I'm honored to accept this. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, everyone, please join me in welcoming Rick Nadel from Beit Chaverim.
Thank you, Rabbi Paskind, and Mazel Tov to all the Mitzvah heroes today. It's an inspiration, and it's an honor to be part of this part of the presentation. Beit Haverim is thrilled to recognize my good friend Alan Benjamin as our Mitzvah hero. Alan and his wife Amy have been active in the Fairfield community since they moved to Westport over 24 years ago. Alan is a past president of Federation, as well as a past president of Beit Haverim, and who knows, maybe a future president as well. Alan continues to serve on the board, the building committee, as well as leading the ritual committee. Those commitments would be enough to recognize Alan for his leadership and deep commitment to the community. However, Alan has emerged as a hands-on leader in the synagogue's most primary role as a house of prayer. When Beit Haverim started hosting the Westport Community Minyan in 2017, Alan was a regular, coming at first 2 days a week, but by 2020, Alan was attending Minyan 7 days a week, including a 3-mile walk, there and back on Shabbat. During that time, Alan started leading various parts of the service. When COVID broke out, Beit Haverim shut down for a while, but later reopened as a parking lot minyan. But we had no gabbai to actually run the services. Alan took on that responsibility, making sure we had a volunteer to lead each portion of the service, assigning the various aliyahs and honors. And a year and a half later, our beloved gabbai is still at work, always with a spring in his step, never complaining about the endless demands of his self-inflicted position. On top of that, Alan is always among the first to offer funds to help someone in need, or sponsor an event. He and his wife Amy have been strong supporters for Beit Haverim for many years, active in every fundraising campaign. As our new building rises, it is clear that Alan is not only a force behind the long-awaited completion of the physical space, but also a prime force behind the formation of a dedicated congregation we call the House of Friends. Alan, you are an inspiration to me and to everyone you touch. It is honored to recognize you as Beit Haverim's Mitzvah hero. Mazel Tov.
Rick, thank you for your very kind words. It's humbling to be recognized alongside such esteemed members of our community, and I thank you all for this honor.
I'm pleased to introduce Rabbi Hecht from Beth Israel next.
Thank you very much, Rick. And a hearty mazel tov to one and all, to all the Mitzvah heroes, and to all of the viewers throughout our federated community. It's always good to be part of a mitzvah. You know that you're involved with something meaningful and good. The word mitzvah brings to mind our honoree, Mr. Ed Packney. Ed is the kind of individual, like in this week's Torah portion called Vayechi, and Jacob lived his best years in the land of Egypt for 17 years, although he was in Egypt, not in the land of Israel, land of Canaan. And the reason is because he was connected to Torah. And this is what Ed is all about. He's most happy and alive and animated when it comes to Beth Israel Chabad. And we pray together, we celebrate Shabbat together. And Ed is involved with Tikkun Olam. But it's the kind of Tikkun Olam which is called the original Tikkun Olam. We read in the Aleinu, Tikkun Olam b'malchut Shaddai, to correct the world with the knowledge and awareness that God is the sovereign. And from that comes the mitzvah. which comes from the word tzavta v'chibur, to connect bein adam lamakom, between man and God, and bein adam l'chaveiro, between human beings. That is the kind of individual who does mitzvot that bring the world together to a better place. He is, as I mentioned, Torah portion, Vayechi, that he is a dugma chaya, a living example. Or in the language of the Tanakh, he's chai lahachayot, he's alive, but he gives life to others as well. Ed and his wonderful wife Jill and their children, Jane and Gabby, Yocheved and Aharon, are also very involved at Beth Israel Chabad. Gabby put together our cemetery records, and the two siblings, this Hanukkah, played a beautiful Hanukkah medley at the 30th annual menorah lighting at Stu Leonard's on the first night of Hanukkah. Ed is the kind of individual who looks at Torah as not as a subject, but it's a way of life. And because it's a way of life, everything that he does with the synagogue, whether he was president or vice president or just being a member and a friend and a generous supporter, he understands that community is everything. And the way to build community is through doing mitzvot that benefit your fellow human being. So to a great human being, to a proud Jew, to a great parent, to two beautiful children, and a great husband, I want to thank you, Ed, for being that dugma chaya, that living example of what it means to be involved, even as you are such a professional in your private life as an engineer. So God should bless you and all of the mitzvah honorees and all of my colleagues, the sages and rabbis who are involved in teaching Torah and bringing about a more vibrant Jewish life and therefore a better world for all of us. Ed, we are proud of you, we love you, we embrace you, and we look forward to your showing us the way for many more years to come.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you all for coming to commemorate the small acts that make a big difference. Thank you to Beth Israel Chabad of Westport, Norwalk, for all the work that you do to share the virtues of Judaism and Jewish learning. Thank you, Rabbi Hecht, for conducting Judaic Studies program. Thank you to Rabbits and Freda, running this special, wonderful Circle of Friends and Crumb Together Bakery for special needs children. I'd like to especially also thank President Stephen Schwartz and all the board members of Beth Israel Chabad. I'm very honored by this wonderful award. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Cantor Harriet Dunkerley of Temple B'nai Chayim.
Thank you, Rabbi Hecht. Shalom all. Good afternoon and Mazal Tov to all of our mitzvah heroes today. On behalf of our board of directors, I am thrilled to introduce Bonnie Heft as Temple B'nai Chaim's Mitzvah Hero Award recipient this year. From the moment I began serving our congregation as spiritual leader last year, Bonnie has been a constant source of help and support for me. Her enthusiasm and dedication to our community is inspiring and infectious, bringing out the volunteer spirit in everyone around her. I look forward to our conversations because it's almost guaranteed that I will hear at least one, "I'll be there, Cantor, we'll get it done." Bonnie is a longtime TBC member, and in addition to serving as the chair of our ritual committee, she also teaches 7th grade Hebrew, works as a trusted B'nai Mitzvah coach, sits on our TBC board, and is an active member of Sisterhood, as well as an officer with the women of Reform Judaism Northeast. I've seen Bonnie in action, rounding up the troops to move our bima for the high holidays, to set up our sukkah, and coordinate our Yom Kippur grab and go break fast this year, always quick to adapt to the changes and challenges that these past now 2 years have presented us. Need someone to offer the B'nai Mitzvah a blessing from the board on a Saturday morning? Bonnie's there. Cantor, do you need help changing out the Torah covers for the Chagim? I'm available. Torah mantles and candlesticks need polishing. I'll get it done. First person I turn to if I am going to be away and need help finding someone to lead a Shabbat service, Bonnie Heft. Bonnie has been an invaluable resource to me personally as the new kid in TBC town, helping me understand the different community minchagim, which melodies the congregation knows best, and how our B'nai Mitzvah program evolved prior to my coming to Temple B'nai Chaim. And despite her initial uncertainty around the use of technology when we went remote for religious school last year, Bonnie was committed to giving it her best and providing the best education for her students, and enthusiastically embraced ideas for successfully engaging her class online. Bonnie's commitment and dedication and love for our community is truly exemplary. I'm quite certain if you Google Mensch, a picture of Bonnie will pop right up. Bonnie, my friend, we are so blessed to have you in our TBC family and in our lives. Mazal Tov to you and to all this year's Mitzvah heroes on such a well-deserved honor. We truly would be lost without you.
Thank you very, very much, Cantor Dunkley. And thank you to everybody who is part of our TBC community. You don't step up without some confidence. And I will tell you that I am very humbled and I give many, many thanks to those who work with me currently and to those who have inspired me, have taught me how to do, especially my sisterhood. And I'm very, very proud to accept this award. Thank you very, very much.
Truly well deserved. Such a joy to be with you all this afternoon. I'd like you to join me now in welcoming my colleague, Rabbi Josh Ratner of Congregation Bethel in Fairfield.
Thank you so much. I also want to extend my congratulations to all of this year's winners. It's such a beautiful collection of Mitzvah heroes and wonderful to hear all of your tributes. So well deserved. This year, Congregation Bethel is thrilled to honor Cindy Kaufman as our Mitzvah hero. Cindy is an active member of both the education and membership committees, as well as a key member of our Bethel sisterhood. Throughout the pandemic, Cindy was instrumental in going above and beyond to maintain connections with our members, especially by leading our efforts to package and coordinate the personal deliveries of all our holiday gift bag projects, from the High Holy Days to Hanukkah and Purim. This built upon Cindy's prior work creating and managing the Mishloach Manot Purim gift bags over the past few years. As a result of her creativity, diligence, and follow-through, the project was incredibly successful. For Mother's Day, we created gift baskets for moms in need in Norwalk. Cindy once again stepped up. Not only did she volunteer to assemble the gift baskets, but she also found the experience so rewarding that she asked if we could create Mother's Day gift baskets this coming year under her leadership. Cindy is someone who the entire Bethel community knows is available, no matter how immediate or daunting the task, to jump in and help. Cindy is not only a mensch when it comes to her volunteerism, she also displays Menschlichkeit when it comes to her values. When Cindy was told she was chosen as this year's Mitzvah hero, she was surprised, displaying the humility and virtue that are cornerstones of her personality. Cindy questioned why we thought she deserved this honor. She does all that she does for our Bethel community out of the kindness of her heart, never seeking recognition or accolades. Tonight, we honor both her accomplishments and her integrity. Cindy, we are so lucky to have you at Bethel. Mazel tov.
Thank you so much, Rabbi, for your kind words. I truly appreciate this honor.
So well deserved. So happy to be able to share it with you. Now, please join me in welcoming Rabbi Michael Friedman from Temple Israel.
Rabbi Friedman, you're muted.
Thank you, Rabbi Ratner and friends. It's really wonderful to be together. Hi, Jennifer. On behalf of Temple Israel, I am very proud to introduce all of you to Jennifer Rubin, our congregation's mitzvah hero this year. Jennifer has chaired our caring community for the past several years, and that's a group of folks, a committee, if you will, that's tasked with providing care and outreach to those who are sick or in mourning. They provide calls and hospital visits when appropriate. And in general, they're the clergy's eyes and ears. They look out for those who might need particular attention and care within our congregation. And Jennifer has carried out this role with diligence and with dedication and with compassion and sensitivity and insight and partnership. Of course, it bears noting that the period of COVID-19 has been particularly challenging in so many ways. It's particularly been challenging to provide care for our congregants. But nonetheless, Jennifer's commitment to the essential mitzvot of Bikur Cholim, visiting the sick, and Halvayat HaMet, honoring the deceased, has been exemplary. Jennifer demonstrates true depth of empathy. She goes out of her way to follow up with congregants to make sure that they have what they need in times of crisis. And she's always seeking out new ways to support fellow members of our congregation. Of course, Jennifer has never sought attention or recognition for herself. And that's, in fact, one of the most important reasons that we nominate, or that we are proud to present Jennifer with this award on this afternoon, as a gesture of our appreciation for her commitment, her generosity, and her empathy. Jennifer, may your devotion to mitzvot continue for many years to come. And hi, Jordan, nice to see you too.
Sorry. Hi. Thank you, Rabbi Friedman and everyone at Temple Israel for this wonderful honor. I am so grateful to be named a mitzvah hero along with this amazing community. Thank you so much.
Mazel tov again. And now please welcome Rabbi Peretz Robinson from Ahavat Achim to present the next award.
Thank you, Rabbi Friedman, and good afternoon, everybody. It's so special that I'm fortunate enough to be a part of this program, and mazel tov to all of the recipients. We once took for granted our ability to perform mitzvot, and that has been severely challenged by the circumstances of the past year and a half. We need look no further than this particular event, which is usually celebrated in person, but this year is observed virtually online, to appreciate this reality. In this context, it gives me great pleasure to name Deborah Allen as this year's mitzvah hero on behalf of Congregation Ahavas Achim. Following the initial outbreak of the virus and subsequent shutdown, we struggled to resume our Shabbat minyanim in the safest manner possible. Mrs. Allen and her husband graciously volunteered their spacious, beautiful yard to serve as the venue of our Shabbat morning davening. From there, our weekly backyard davening sessions have only flourished and grown. While we have resumed meeting in person for Shabbat morning services, we are continuing to pray in their backyard and home on Friday evenings. It has been so beautiful welcoming Shabbat together under the sky and the stars amidst the beautiful trees and flowers in their backyard. Mrs. Allen's dedication to providing a lovely home for our minyanim is demonstrated by her setting up the chairs and tables for us every week and investing in improving the outdoor lighting and other amenities in order to continuously improve our davening experience. Incredibly, Mrs. Allen has made her backyard and home available to our usage, even on those Shabbatot when she and her husband are not at home. It is most wonderful, however, when she is with us for Shabbat and joins with us in our services as we pray together. We are so thrilled to be able to call Deborah Allen our mitzvah hero this year.
Thank you, Rabbi Robinson, for this special award. We are very grateful to Congregation Ahavas Achim for enriching our lives by being part of our extended family during the past 35 years. Thank you so much.
Mazel tov to you again, and I am very pleased at this point to introduce my colleague, Rabbi Richard Eisenberg of Congregation Rodef Shalom, to present the final award.
Thank you, Rabbi Robinson. And I just want to mention that my grandparents, Sam and Lil Eisenberg, were members of Ahavas Achim for many, many years. And that was their spiritual home. So I have just such wonderful and warm feelings for Ahavas Achim. It's wonderful to be together with you today. This is like a mitzvah extravaganza. It's just incredible and very inspiring. On behalf of our congregation, Rodef Shalom, I'm honored to present Larry Shire as our mitzvah hero this year. Larry has a distinguished history as a community servant, educator, and dedicated synagogue member. Larry has been a longtime member of Rodef Shalom. He taught Hebrew school, sat on the education committee, and has been a longtime Shabbat and High Holy Day usher. Larry has often helped build the sukkah and has gotten involved in several other building projects as well. He is currently in his fourth year serving as Board of Trustees Secretary, which gives him a seat on our executive committee. Larry has served as security chairman for the past 4 years. In this role, Larry works with the Bridgeport Police Department to evaluate our ongoing security needs. He chaired a committee that recently submitted and received a state of Connecticut security grant. Through his time and efforts, our building will be more secure, not only for our own membership, but also for the 2 churches that rent and reside in our building, the Church of the Apostles and the Brazilian Baptist Mission. In fact, Larry was instrumental in inviting the Church of the Apostles to relocate from their previously temporary space to our building by making the initial connection with the church and its pastor, Brian Murphy. Larry Shire is a true mensch, embodying devotion to his faith, community, America, and Israel. Because of his outstanding record of commitment to our synagogue and the Jewish values of morality, learning, and education, Rodef Shalom is proud to choose Larry as this year's mitzvah hero.
Thank you, Rabbi Eisenberg, for your very kind remarks. I especially want to thank Congregation Rodef Shalom for bestowing this honor upon me. I am humbled by this, especially when I see the worthy volunteers at Rodef Shalom who previously had won this award. I hope to be able to continue to serve this wonderful congregation and the community at large. Toda Rabbah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Larry, and Mazel Tov to you and to all the mitzvah heroes. And now we turn it back to David Weisberg.
And I'm going to keep Larry and Rabbi Rick on for a moment. I'm going to bring all of our mitzvah heroes and presenters back in a second, but sometimes things just seem like they're beshert, and Community Mitzvah Heroes Awards is a program that I dreamt up about 15 or 20 years ago when I was the Federation director in my hometown of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and how fitting and meaningful it is to me that the final mitzvah hero that we honor during my tenure here is a guy from Harrisburg. So Larry, congratulations. And I'm gonna ask all of our mitzvah heroes and honorees to turn their video back on. It is a little bit of a step process to do that. And I think I just accidentally turned somebody off. So if everybody can please, all of our honorees can please start their video. It's nice to see you all filling up our screen once again. And we have everybody almost. Rabbi Ratner, Rabbi Friedman, Rabbi Wiederhorn. Let me just see if we have everybody back. Cecilia. It used to be you could just open a door and everybody would walk in through the room. But I think we have everybody back. I want to tell you all that I'm inspired by you. One of our mitzvah heroes this year asked me earlier today, that person said, I don't get the mitzvah hero thing. Aren't we commanded to do the mitzvot? And I think that the reality is that even when you're commanded, everybody is standing in a line and everybody doesn't step forward with the same speed and the same passion and the same sense of love. And you're being honored today for doing mitzvot, not just because you're commanded to do them, but my sense about all of you is that you would do those things even if you weren't. And so thank you for the model that you create for this community, in a community where people step forward for one another, in a community where people come out for one another. You join now a legion of mitzvah hero role models who typify what this amazing Upper Fairfield Jewish community is all about. So thank you for all of the ways that you give to your congregations, to your neighbors, to your Jewish community, and to make a world a better place. Congratulations on joining our Legion of Mitzvah Heroes. Mazel tov, everybody. And you can all unmute if
Thank
you
you.
want to congratulate each other.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Mazel
Mazel
tov,
tov, everyone.
Thank you.
Mazal tov. Mazal tov to all.
Mazel tov, everyone.
Thank
Wishing-
you.
Wishing everybody
Thank
a
you.
wonderful, wonderful day. And thank you to Stacy Kamazar for all of her hard
Thank
work
you,
in making this
Stacey.
event.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Stacy.
David, for this great
Thank
opportunity.
you,
Thank you,
David.
David.
And thank you, David.
Thank you,
David.
everybody.
Thank you, David.
Such a
Good
joy
luck,
and so
David. Good
inspiring.
luck.
Thank you, David.